psychic intellect and made you my puppet.
It's a bullseye! And here's your host, Jim Boyd!
Perhaps today is a good day to die. Prepare for running speed!
Sir, there's another starship coming in. It's the Enterprise.
Bone, your shoulder bone connected to you. Neck bone, your neck bone connected to you. Head bone, now hear the word of the Lord. Them bones gonna walk around.
Take a base of action. Green group, skip across the holding sector of each other.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap.
.007 Triple X.
Bond, what do you think you're doing?
Keeping the British end up, sir.
Nobody does.
Sorry if I scared you. You'll like this bit.
Yes, but that's what by so much. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, yes, indeed. Good morning. I hope you're all doing well wherever you are in the world. A merry Sunday, one and all. Merry, cool, bless us. Of course, in Israel, Sunday is Monday. Kind of sucks. Okay, but Friday, Saturday. So swings around about, baby, swings around about. Anyway, I was just watching that opening, right? And I was looking at the clip from Return of the Jedi. I was going, well, how much better those special effects were than the special effects today. Amazingly, but true. Even I would say special effects from 20 years ago, like Revenge of the Sith, were at least the ships were distinct. I don't know. I think, and I don't know why this is. Why can't a computer work out what a solid object going before celluloid would look like? Right, because that's why those effect shots work, because it was solid objects in front of celluloid, right? And it just gives you a realism that they haven't been able to get in CG. I mean, you look at something like, I don't know, what's the latest, like Rebel Moon, Avatar, whatever it is. It's just they're not as they weren't as good as those really very physical effects of those original Star Wars movies. And boy, when they replaced the slice noodles with the CGI version, that was awful. And for the love of God, why couldn't they work out Han Solo? Oh, I just worked out how they could have done it. Damn. Okay, special edition, right? It's always annoying because it's never worked. The scene where Jabba the Hutt shows up, right? So they originally filmed it with the big Irish guy, as I recall, and then they were going to put like a stop motion puppet thing over it of Jabba the Hutt, although they hadn't really designed him yet, so I don't know how they came out. Anyway, so then in the special edition they put that scene in, and there's a bit where Han Solo walks around Jabba the Hutt, right? And do I have it here? I think I have it here. Hang on. Maybe we'll just download it. 1 second. And we'll do Star Wars New Hope Jabba scene. Because they've done it a few times. It's never worked, right? It's never, ever worked. Oh, here it is. Although again, it'll be the first time I've seen this since the advent of Disney Star Wars. It might look like Shakespeare now, right? Let's have a look. We have downloads.
Right here, Jabba.
I mean, like, again, it's from 20 years ago, so I'm like more forgiving of it.
Been waiting for you.
Oh boy, that really wasn't good. Why did they do it with CGI? Why they do it with like Bubbit? Anyway, so the scene where he walks around Jabba, right, and they can't do it because he like steps on. It's they can't because he walks all around him, and they're like, but he's going to step on Jabba's tail if he does that, right? Where is it? Hang on. And it's like, it's such a shit solution. Oh, here it is. Right, here we go. I'm not saying the subtitles on.
Look, Jabba, even I get bored sometimes. You think I had a choice? But I got a knife.
Okay, dumb idea. That was it was better than the one they did in like the 2002. This was like a more recent reissue. Why wasn't that just a life-size hologram of Jabba being bought by Boba Fett or whatever? That would have been way better. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Look, you can't really get past a solid object on celluloid, and I don't know why. All right, I don't know why it's not possible to program a computer, especially with AI, to do to be able to make your own Thunderbirds, for example. Like, why can't a computer work out what a 1960s television camera hit, observing a puppet at like 6 meters with the horse wire, whatever it is, right? Like, why can't it work out what that would look like, pixel for pixel? I just do it. I tell you, once that can happen, that's where we're going, right? That's where we want to be going, right? But once we can do that, that'll be good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Good stuff. Anyway, good stuff. Good stuff is going down. Well, it depends where you are. If you're in England, England's fucked. I mean, my God, yeah. This is what an invaded England looks like, and boy, are they laughing at you. Right? This is a conquered, invaded England, a subjugated England.
My daughter is disabled, and you're parked in a disabled car parking space.
Nice to meet you.
Right, yeah. So I was wondering if I could have this space because there's.
Yeah. Meeting of cultures, polite English, nice woman.
Well, you don't seem to have a disability, so
You can see, but it's disabled.
right.
Yes,
My daughter is properly disabled, so we would
okay.
like to park. Well, I'd like to park here, so we've
No,
got
you
easier.
can look for another
No, but
parking.
we've got easier access to the doors there.
I think you're wasting your time. Go to another parking.
I think you're lying.
How are you calling me I'm lying?
Yeah. Do you know how they like a fence, right? That is the first rule with dealing with this. First of all, you're going to understand when you deal with people from this culture, right? They will always reflect the offense, what you feeling back at you, and times it by 100. Let me look at that again.
Go to
I think
another parking.
I think you're lying.
How are you calling me I'm lying?
I have a disabled daughter.
Big space.
I'm sorry, but your husband does not look disabled.
It is disabled.
I mean, like, I'm hoping he didn't have a disabled badge. If he had a disabled badge, she needs to shut up. But like, I don't think they had a disabled badge.
Go
Really?
to move another parking.
I'm
You
impressed
know
you
what?
actually-
I will close my window,
No,
okay?
I don't want you to close the window. I don't. Are you a hyena now? Is that your disability?
Yeah, enough, because they won. Because they've invaded. Yeah, this is what an occupied Britain looks like. All right. Just look at the BBC what an occupied Britain looks. You know what an occupied Britain feels like? And like
This outfit is provocative. Do you think it's provocative? I'm wearing a fucking...
Okay, it doesn't matter how provocative, and it's not. I mean, okay, you're just a very pretty woman. What do you want at me? All right. But you're like, you're not dressed in a provocative manner.
How is this? Okay, right? Keep this in mind. This is what I was wearing. I had to go one stop on the tube. One stop, 5 minutes. 5 minutes is the total travel time from the tube to the nail salon. I had to get my nails done, right?
Look lovely, darling. Look lovely.
On the tube, I get on, right? Two guys sit next to me. One of them goes like this, stretches his arm. I'm sitting over there. Stretches his arm. He touches my shoulder, and his friend's laughing, and he is laughing. 5 minutes, guys! What is going on?
That counts London is what's going on.
Get off the tube. Some guy, he gets off the tube as well, follows me when I get out the station.
That's just creepy. That happens all the time now, being followed.
I kind of do the thing where you look back. This guy's fully following me. He followed me all the way to the nail salon. At the traffic light, another guy came from the front. He purposely walked in my way so he could bump into me, and a guy following me from the behind. This was 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And guess what? It was at 1 p.m. During the day, broad daylight.
Yeah. This used to be not be an English value. But since it's comes out England, it's an English value now.
How is it possible that I was fucking shitting myself, scared to go outside?
Because the country's been invaded by people from a foreign culture. Yeah, and that's the reality. The country has been invaded by people from a foreign culture, and they're going to make life miserable for you, essentially, right? Yeah.
From the nail salon after, because I had interactions with 3 people where I was scared for my safety.
All right. How long is it going to be before young women like this are going to feel like I'm going to put a burqa on to be safe? Right? I see it happening. I do see it happening.
This is like not okay. Middle of the day in London. Come on.
Okay.
This is not fair.
What
the fuck is going on? Figure a shit out. Oh my god.
I saw a lot of people just like you saying refugees welcome, and I'd be terrified to say that the Arab world and the Islamic world and the not terrified, will be repulsive. The Islamic world and the Western world don't have the same values. But I'll be like, no, well, they don't have the same values. And screamed at you for 10 years, right? And you thought, oh no, Peter Capaldi's going to make a great speech in the Zygon invasion, Zygon inversion. That'll make everything better. No. You end up, if you're a young lady, shitting yourself on the train. I totally hear it. Thank God I don't live in England. Man. And I can't believe, like Canada is like, oh yeah, we got a new, bigger arsehole, but because we don't know he's an arsehole, we're going to vote for him. I can't believe that, like, the Canadians are going to vote for more of the same. It's beyond me, right? It's totally beyond me. But I don't know. Like you say about Toronto that it was so clean, right? Now people say Toronto's a shithole, right? They say it for good bloody reason. But yeah, you know, one place that's cleaning itself up is America. It's only been a few months, so it's going to take time for the effects to be felt. But I can't wait till they are.
Do not comply with the law if you.
You know, see, so this is why they're freaking out so hard, because they know that America is going to feel the effects and the whole world's going to see, right? That's why they're freaking out. Because again, a year from now, America's going to be. Unless look, right now it's in the middle of an active civil war. So there are half the government is at war with the other half, right? America is battling itself. You got the bureaucracy essentially versus the elected officials, and the bureaucracy is certainly pushing back. But I don't know. I think it's going to fall. My money's with the Trumpster. But yeah, great things are happening, including this.
If you do not comply with the law, if you do not protect our students on campus, these kids go to college to be safe, to learn in a safe environment, and that's not happening. And it's absurd that these universities are not stepping in.
I'm so glad they pulled, was it 400 million from Columbia? Oh, yeah, and they're going to be doing a lot more.
To protect them, yet they're protecting these protesters who are also, I believe, some domestic terrorists. They're here inciting riots, inciting violence against students on college campuses, and it's going to stop.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, people, the whole thing about Trump being racist and sexist is kind of like vanished now. I guess because his cabinet is so diverse, right? That's the thing. Diversity happens naturally. If you don't like freak out, you get genuine diversity, right? But then look, you have people like this who are. This was Anna Navarro. Just can't believe the world that she's living in now, right? Yeah, this says a lot.
Departments in South Florida are signing cooperation agreements to be deputized as ICE. When we, I keep thinking, okay,
this is going to be
going to change the way folks. They're gleeful. Everybody I know who voted for Trump is gleeful and supportive of everything he's doing.
Why wouldn't we be? They're like, but they would deport the illegal Mexican. I'm like, but I have the similar voice, so it is. I'm like, why shouldn't they be deported? I've never understood that. Why shouldn't illegal aliens be deported? I'm like, but they have children. Okay, children go with them, right? Why shouldn't they be deported? And like the whole thing of birthright citizenship, Trump is so right on that as well. Like, it was never meant to be used the way it's been used the last, 30, 40 years? Ridiculous. But again, Anna Navarro just like so shocked. They're like, the police are like signing up to do police work. Yes, we're all supportive.
Police departments in South Florida are signing cooperation agreements to be deputized as ICE. When we, I keep thinking, okay,
this is going.
Yeah. We don't think ICE are Nazis, right? And like, I'm going to show you this this Twitter back and forth that I had earlier today. It's reality sharply hitting the crazy, right? As they find out that, like, no, people aren't interested in queer stories. Yeah, you know what? Because they're mostly not queer, right? It's and the reality of that is that they're freaking out. But we'll look at that in more detail when we get to it. But yeah, look, I'd like.
This is going to change the way folks. They're gleeful. Everybody I know who voted for Trump is gleeful and supportive of everything he's doing.
Again, why wouldn't we be? People are crazy, right? People are crazy. Apparently, Rachel Zegler has put out a video. I'm going to get a feeling that Snow White not doing well is not her fault, right? Is nothing to do with her. Something to do with race, probably. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, God, I'm cringing, even just waiting, preparing for it.
Who hates when I win. The win.
You haven't won. There's nothing you're winning, right? It's been a total failure. People, your box office poison. How you get another job is beyond me at this point. Like, I don't know. I don't know how you possibly get another job after this.
Hates when I win. The winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her.
Yeah. You're not that sort of work of art. You're an entitled, spoiled brat that's been told that she's oppressed when she isn't. That's why you're crying now.
And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are...
Oh, wait, is this the time when she called all people vote for MAGA scum that should die horribly? Well, something like that.
Many of them that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Yeah, don't hold your breath for that, darling. Don't hold your bloody hell. Do you think? Don't hold your breath for that. Okay. So I find this more endearing and so much more honest, right? This is the age you should be behaving like that, right? This is when this is okay. When you're this old.
Can't stop thinking about waffles.
Well, you had waffles for dinner and you had waffles for breakfast. So we're going to eat something else.
Oh, I can't stop. Why can't I just stop dreaming about waffles?
I don't know.
Earlier, you get addicted young.
A little ridiculous, baby girl. Do you need a nap?
No, I don't know what. I just can't stop thinking about waffles.
This kid's for a heroin. Maybe just weed. Okay. Yeah. Look, I just don't see that big a gulf between what we just watched and any of those things, right? They all just kind of like blend together. By the way, is this picture real? Hang on. Is this really Photoshop, or is really what they did in the movie? They can't have done that, can they? I don't know. I forgot to ask my daughter. She saw it. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds awful. This one as well. So, saving democracy is an all-out insurrection run by lower court Democratic-appointed judges. Apparently so. You wouldn't have thought so, right? You wouldn't have thought so, but there you go. It goes to show you what you think might not be right. Anyway, I think we might do a week of Rose thumbnails, right? I think that might be this week. Totally worth it, right? She looks awfully good there, does Rose. I have to tell you. This wasn't I went through a couple of versions. Where's the first Rose I came up with? Which I just didn't think was sexy. Oh, we got that one. I forgot about that one. Doink. And do we have one that was... Yeah, this one as well. We were getting there. But I felt it like she just needs kind of a Union Jack theme. Right? Weirdly enough. This was the first version. Again, I thought she needed it. She looked a bit natural, right? I wanted her to look a little bit, a little bit more dolled up. So I went for that, and I'll cover over the feet with like a fade so you wouldn't see it. But eventually, we went for that, and I think it was. I think when we might, because in honor of the 20th, it was 20 years ago today on Wednesday. Russell says I was the secret weapon of the 2005 relaunch, which begs the question: how did it all go so wrong? 18 years later, I don't know how somebody got everything freaking right, then returned and got everything wrong. Like everything wrong. I couldn't believe that one person would get so many things wrong. Right? It's been there's just a lot wrong there. a lot wrong. It's and it's failed horribly. I mean, that's the thing. I really think Russell Davies is kind of done. I think he's like, I just want to get this over with, right? I don't know how he's going to promote the war between the land and the sea. I mean, I wonder if there'll be any new Doctor Who in production at that time when he's doing that. But I have no idea how he's going, what he's going to be like. Because will there be a new production in the line? I don't know. Will Badwell still be producing it? I couldn't tell you. right? I wish I knew. I mean, there's so many variables, but yeah, who knows? But anyway, we can look back 20 years ago. Snow White reviews, good for a laugh. Is this finally the death of the comic book industry? It might be, right? It's really teetering. I mean, like rates they're paying the creators are ridiculous. It shrunk so much, I stopped caring about it completely, right? So it said it might bits of it got better, but then I keep hearing about it being, well, I don't know, but it's an industry that really destroyed itself. That Diamond Books going under the distributors, I think might have been a real death now, right? It's if it's not there yet, it's certainly heading towards vinyl territory. I think it's probably there already, right? I think it's probably there already. Remember when we used to hail Rusty Davis as a writer? Yeah, so do I. I know. Oti, you're so right. Do you remember when we used to do that? Yeah. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. It's so sad. It really is. Like, Russell, just do that again. Oh, right. Just do that. Don't know what to tell you, mate. I hear that Mr. Karney has called a snap election. Yeah, I mean, again, and Canadians, you deserve whatever you get, is all I can tell you. You deserve whatever you get. PD Reed says Rattler's last video referred to him as an insane Yahtzee after his Gadio speech. We talking about Rusty Davis? Yeah. Who's Rattler? I don't know who Rattler is, but I agree with him. T says Rusty Davis completely destroyed his legacy. Yeah, kinda. I mean, I don't know. Oh, it's so again, and there's no talking sense to them, is there? Right? There is no talking sense. Yeah, we'll look at it first, right? There's a good story about that. We'll look at first before we get into it was 20 years ago. We're looking through that. PD Rich, I'm sure it's still knows you. If we left the ECRH, this would not be happening. Well, but that's why you're not leaving the ECRH, right? A hologram totally would, because then he could just walk through it and it would have been fine, right? And I don't know why nobody's thought of that. What can I tell you? But that's what they want: all women to cover their hair, that's one of the reasons they treat you like sluts, right, and scum if you don't cover your hair, to make you kind of like how long until they make you wear a burqa. And they were there. I just don't want to be hassled. I would understand women, but look, that's where it's going, right? That's where it's going. I'm hoping that, the we call it the Geula, the redemption, the Messianic age will really kick in the next few years, right? That's my hope and prayer, because England's fucked. I know, I've been so disappointed with Nigel Farage over his, I think, rather poor handling of reform in the recent weeks, right? And again, I really thought I really had a lot of respect for Farage. I thought he was a good person, but the only person to say Britain, and maybe he still is, I don't know. He doesn't seem to be too hard on wanting to get rid of all these illegals. I don't know, de-Muslimify England. But how are you going to do that? They've outbred you. The only way to save England is to abandon British values to a certain extent. Yeah, no, I know completely. I would say the only way to save England at this point is to say that if you're from an Arabic culture, all right, your values are by definition incompatible with British values. So, but again, this wouldn't happen because they've infiltrated too much of government, right, and society. And say, but yeah, their values are incompatible. I don't know what to tell you. They just are, and they're not so much into a peaceful coexistence. So, but the only way to do it is to have a separate voting system for the Muslim population and give them no more than 10% representation in government. Right? You have like a Muslim parliament, and they get they get 10% representation in government, right? And that way, you look, Labour and the Conservatives have both completely fucked over their bases, their traditional voters, the British people, because of the Muslim vote, right? A Muslim vote that they won't give you if you dare try and prohibit rape gangs targeting white girls. And when they dare try and prohibit, even mentioning them is too much, right? I just think that's a really dodgy demographic, quite frankly. Like, we're not going to vote for you if you stop us raping white girls because they're sluts that deserve it. Well, even the 12-year-olds, especially the 12-year-olds. I don't want to tell you, yeah. But like that's it. But you'd also have to remove, like, all Arab culture from every strata of society. I just don't see it happening. Frankly, I think honestly, sadly, breaking my heart, I think Britain is not savable at this point. Right? I mean, like, without Farage, and again, even with what you're going to do, right? You have too much of a critical mass who will stop you getting political power if you stop the mass migration. And they're always going to want political power. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Britain is just totally fucked, quite frankly. I think London is a grim sign of the future for the rest of the UK. I know that's what they want. When I was in London the other day, there were leftist signs galore on the lampposts and bookshops. Well, yeah, leftist and Muslim. I mean, it's like, believe me, once there's no opposition anymore, the leftists are going to get crushed by the Muslims, right? That's I hope you all live long enough to see that, right? But they are. Oh boy. You wait till they really take over. Yeah, you're not going to have so much drag queen story out then. Holy crap. Yeah, Russell Davis is going to find out what oppression really feels like at that point. Oh, man. Camden and West End. I used to be my stock me ground. I used to go to school in Camden. I used to get the Northern Line right up to the West End. Oh, I loved it, mate. Loved it. Do they still have the prostitute phone numbers in the phone boxes? Do they have phone boxes anymore? But I used to love that. I thought that it was a crazy thing that in London there were these little cards that advertise. What were they called? If we can find them online, London phone box prostitute cards. Are they still around? Oh man, let me see if I can find the pictures. Yeah, like this was a reason why it's sad that I can't show this. It's too. They used to be not so explicit when I lived there. Well, that one looks. There you go. That one looks like I won't get banned in this. Oh boy, that looks scary. I don't even want to know from that one. Hang on. Where is it? Did it download? Oh, come on. Where's the picture? No, I can't put that one up. That's too. Really? Where'd they go? Hang on. I'll do save image as. Okay. And there's this one. Okay, I think it's small enough. I'll get away with that. Save images. Yeah, this was a seminal part of my childhood. Fine. Here. Doing. Fine. Got these images. Hang on. Oh, they're called prostitute calling cards. Okay, fine. So there you go. Right. In the phone box in London, right, you would have all these like cards, and they would look like this, like glamorous ladies, in and out calls. Oh, okay. Angie. That sort of thing. But yeah, but now you don't have phone boxes. I guess you don't have those anymore. They should have Red London phone boxes. You know what they should have? Again, this is if they love London. Red London phone boxes where they're charging stations, right? Free charging stations you can with all the different connectors. Again, but that's if you wanted a nice city, not a shithole that you have they have in England. Oh, it's so sad. It's a shithole. They're everywhere. Everywhere this has happened has become a shithole. Paris, Toronto, they're all shitholes now. Everybody knows his answers down there, but never underestimate the power of stupid. Snap election called. He's a real good chance to win. I know he does. It's like I'm looking at it going, how? That's why Top Gun London, as the skaters took it over, and now regressive has stepped into the breach. Well, I don't know who the skaters are or the aggressors are. Lonnie is here. Lonnie, thank you for joining us. Excellent 5-7. It's been a couple of years since I've been to England, but I won't be going back again. Not why all this insane BS is going on. Again, I just don't see. I don't see an off ramp to it now. All right, I think without Nigel Farage, I don't see an off ramp to it, and I just don't see Nigel Farage offering an off ramp to it. Frankly, well, Disney must hate you too, Latinx Tan, as they've too scared to have a premiere with you in the tent as well. You and Gal Gadot, Gal Gadot, I should say. She's been cast as even Evita in West End. Oh, yeah, well, the musical theatre, that's woken in movies, isn't it? I mean, God help us. Oh, I mean, like, honestly, this should the entire political voting system should be used as a guide to who's not allowed to vote anymore. Right? College-educated women, generally speaking, not, I think. I mean, it's like, really? Every demographic is like pro-Trump to different degrees, like up 14, up 2, whatever, apart from college-educated women, minus 38. They're the ones that bring down the whole average. I'm like, oh, fuck me. How are you all so fucking stupid? Unbelievable. And the funny thing is, they are doing exactly what the opponents of the suffrage movement said would happen. They've been proved 100% right. Oh, women, they're too emotional to vote. They'll just vote silly. They're silly things. Like, and fuck me, they were all proved right. Well, not all. I mean, you know, I'm just about the college. I'm just about a plurality of college-educated women. Nobody seems more beautiful than Gal. Well, that is true. I mean, that's ridiculous. Or Evita. Also, did you hear the school in England is banning Easter and teaching children play like a Muslim? We need Donald Trump over here now. It's too late. It's too late. This is what the civil service has won, and this is what you got, right? Easy. Rusty Davis became a total activist and gave it into his deluded ego phrase. So, but I think he's broken. I think he's a broken man now. I really do. I think he's like, now he's found out reality isn't what he wanted it to be. He's like, he's just not up for it. And he really isn't. Oh, poor little lamb. Netflix actors reboot Queer of Folk after one season. Blimey, that's not good. Who in their right mind will give Rusty Davis a job now? Oh, no, the lovies in the movie and the TV show, of course they would. Oh, yeah. They want to feel so good about themselves, right? Yeah. So DACA 24, who sounds good. I can't disagree with that. I give up reform. I'm sticking with UKIP now. I'm afraid. Yeah, I just don't see. You need a leader, right? You need a leader. And I just don't see one there, right? London stands. Sadly, yes. And I look at London, which is where I grew up, and I love London. It was so great. Right? It was such a cosmopolitan city. Now it's just being destroyed. It's a shithole. Oh, it's a shithole, and I don't want to visit it. Right? I think Jews should leave ASAP. Thing is, the more EU dumps on us, the more it pushes us further back towards the American cousins and becoming, as what they call us, bigoted. It's not really bigoted. It's just like saying enough already. Colonel Godwin is here. Hey, Colonel Godwin. It's probably all arranged now, like Uber, but at least you can get a ride somewhere afterwards. I don't know what's arranged online now. Oh, you're talking about prostitutes. I know, but I like the cards. I like the tactileness of the cards, right? Italy has already taken Palestine. Palestine, you're fucked, mate. Oh my god. You thought the ones you had right now were bad. Neville is here. How you doing, Neville? I'm glad I live in a country and can ignore London. I don't know how long that's going to last, right? Again, your whole way of life is going down. But Ireland's going first, though. Was it Conor McGregor? Conor McGregor, he said that thing. I think like Ireland, there's not going to be an Ireland to go back to. Ireland's really fucked, and I don't see a way of it unfucking itself. I don't think you can blame the women for the rot in the modern world. No, not in the modern world. Just for their voting pattern. It's so out of step, and it's not women. It's college-educated women. College-educated women have Trump at -38. It's crazy. Everybody else has anything from between +2 to +14. And it's just like, why? Okay, you got to just give up on it. I don't blame all women, just the college-educated ones. And frankly, I think they should be able to check your voting record. And if you had voted that way, you should just not be allowed to vote. Let's say you're done. Your vote's been taken away now. You can't be trusted with it, right? I know. It just seems like it'll be the way to go. A shame, as I really like Graham as an actor. Who's Graham? I know. I want to hear anything from Pat Bondage wants to say. She's very hot. Again, I do. This is quite an attractive cabinet. I know. Paul Dolan says, nearly says Tzvi. I think you're right, Rabbi. Just keep my head down now. Yeah, exactly. Again, what they've only done in London. Well, I'm to fine. Let's start looking at this first. Wait, we open this up. Doink. Oh, we got a lot to look at. We got that. Oh, we've also we got the Radio Times. Now, where did I put it? Okay, it is. Fine. We will be taking a gander at the Radio Times, which has a big Doctor Who 20th anniversary article. There you go. Let's get that fine. First, here, I'm just gonna put this over here. Ow, doink. Put this one over here. There you go. So I think I might have touched on this last night, but it did get more interesting. So, there's a lot of anger in the world around how Doctor Who hasn't succeeded. And I think the anger of it not succeeding is the exact same anger that when Jodie didn't succeed. It represented a stark reality that wasn't the one that people really wanted to hear. Right? They did, people were like, oh yeah, a female Doctor Who. Oh, stunning and brave and stunning. Because women, especially blonde, rich women, they have it so hard. Oh, they're so oppressed. And it turned out that the stuff they did was absolute shit, right? Could have actually worked, I think, but they made just absolute shit, and everyone went, her being a woman isn't really nice, especially as she's massively miscast, right? But they were very mad that her being a woman wasn't enough, right? She had a rainbow thing across her chest, so it was all very transy, and she had a gay thing going with the ad, and no one was interested, right? And they were mad that it wasn't beloved because of those very surface identity things. And I think we're getting exactly the same thing right now. Look, Doctor Who has absolutely failed. Has completely and totally failed. This queer era. It obviously is nowhere near where they thought it would be. That's why they did 2 seasons back to back, and they thought they could really crank up the queer this season. Maybe they edited it down again. I don't know, but it's I'm not expecting it to be very good. Anyway, And I think Disney is probably on their way out. So this, and again, this just really illustrates the sad insanity of the age that we live in. I think that's a fair way of describing it, the sad insanity. So this guy, Doctor Who Production News, really great Twitter account. Is he the guy who gets all the pictures of, I think he is, of the location filming, right? Like ginger guy, it just seems a really nice, sweet guy, right? Nothing gets him in at all in the world. But because I think he's a younger guy, everything is tribal with it, right? Everything is attacking us. So he posted this thing. So much for progressives or woke, as the tabloids call it. No, everybody calls it woke. Everybody. It's only people who are woke don't call it woke, right? Being problematic for Doctor Who. Oh, what? Really? Well, tell me more. An overwhelming majority of Disney shareholders, no, a majority. It wasn't an overwhelming majority, it was a majority, have vetoed to reject the right-wing anti-diversity proposal. The Disney executives can only follow suit. Well, no, you're right. And they voted for more failure and for the value of their shares to drop, right? That's what's going to happen. Because activism is more important than money if you're rich. And those people are rich. So that's where it is. That's why this is still going on, right? It's not going to make Doctor Who not a failure. It is a failure, right? It's a failure. Anyway, so I replied to this. I said, dude, I agree 100%, right? Disney are probably not going to ditch Doctor Who because it's woke. Because as you point out, they're super woke. And they are super woke. They're probably going to ditch Doctor Who because it's a failure. And it's a failure because it's queer. Which is an offshoot of woke. If Disney loves woke so much, and pretty much everything they do fell because it's woke, again, yeah, Cinderella, Snow White, I should say, and not care about that, why would they ditch Doctor Who for being a failure because it's queer/woke? Because they can tolerate their own failures, others not so much, right? I think that's kind of a fair thing. This ruffled a few feathers, right? This did ruffle a few feathers. There's this guy first. Why didn't you go and fuck yourself? Right? Again, this guy is screaming in the wind, screaming at reality because people are not interested. It's not a mainstream thing. Like queer entertainment is not mainstream. So I said, what's making you so angry and hateful? You're vile and unhinged bile! Okay, puppy fat. Nothing creepy about that name. And what would that be specifically? What do you think is either vile or unhinged and why? Look, you're probably being in an emotionally unstable state is probably a you problem and not something to do with anybody that I or anyone else has done. I'm not wasting my time with you anymore. I've watched your channel, so I know how repugnant you are. You mean right? You mean like I'm correct and you're wrong? Like Doctor Who is a failure. Wallow in your own bile. You mean what with my loving family and wife I was going, how many years? I think 2006. Coming up to 30 years. Yeah. But so this other guy, Oxford guy. What is his avatar? What is that avatar? Is that an aardvark? No, it's a furry. Well, nothing weird about. Cool Scottish guy. Dude, you got a furry avatar. 21 years old, 18 plus. SFWs. What's SFW? We'll retweet Doctor Who. Well, okay then. That's good for you. What the fuck are you on, my dude? Dan comes in as well. Where is it? That says, everything the Rabbi posted this week, me and Dan and friends, was bang on target, dude. And I said, well, why do you start with the first thing you disagree with and explain why? Right? It's just... Oh, wait. There is more, I think. Hang on. There we go. Fine. It's just rabbit drivel. Malphobia because gay people. Okay, because what? Because of gay people. And you think Doctor Who's failing in series 1 with Jack Harkness? No, I don't think it was. Has it failed in 20 years straight because the BBC's biggest priority while constantly failing? No! No! Don't talk to me about reality! You being a cunt doesn't mean everyone is! Well, okay then. That's fine. That's what a bizarre response. It's as if you're reading something of totally different from the what the words make up that have been said. And you choose to call me a C word. I thought it was me to be the C word. Just because I suppose made you feel smart for a conversation. How would that make you feel smart? Try coming back with a grown-up response. Maybe we can talk then. Blatant refusal to elaborate on a fair question. What's your fair question? What was the fair question? I missed it. Okay. Blatant! It's blatant, I tell you. Want to watch out for those blatants. If you think the general concept of queerness in Doctor is Who's downfall, okay, you felt that one. Why is it as excellent in series 1 2005? Why Torture is very successful, very TV run? Why? Because it totally disprove your ideas. Well, no, actually, I do answer him. Oh, he actually replied. Oh, cool. Oh, no. This is the most nothing reply of all time. Queer people have been to the forefront of Doctor Who 20 years. It always been because it's queer. Well, did you not notice you're freaking out a bit because I've said that to you? Generally, explain it to me because I think your thinking is mind-boggling. So I try to explain to him. What a batshit bonkers reply. Yes, gay people have been part of Doctor Who since the revival in 2005. I'm obviously aware of that and pretty much enjoyed everything up to 2017. And even classic era, it was there. Again, I love the Happening Control and Pete Mateague's recent special edition of it. It's really good. Right? It's really, really good. There's this now, it's a queer show telling queer stories. That's just not what most people go to Doctor Who for. Thus, this era has been a massive failure. Well, why are you so angry about the basic fact? Minority programming normally only appeal to a minority audience. It used to be for everyone, where a queer, trans, atheist could sit and watch it with alongside, in the same way devout Christian could, and everyone enjoyed it. But now it's a queer show, and not really interested in an audience that isn't queer. Honestly, I think it's a desperate need for validation that fuels your burning fury that your small minority isn't the mainstream. And that's why are being openly accepted by the mainstream. So then comes back at me and says, there's been, 3 explicitly queer stories in the past 3 years? Well, more than that, but doesn't matter. 13 and Yaz, Rose Noble, well, she was in a bunch of episodes, and 15 and Rogue. More than that. That's it. You have plenty of other stories to enjoy that aren't inherently queer. It doesn't matter. Hey, it's like, imagine having a white sweater, a white cashmere sweater, and you flick a bit of ink on it. It's on everything. It's done, right? Once something is queer, it's not, you can't unqueer it, right? It then becomes queer entertainment. That answer I'm currently here, and not that it's a bad thing to begin with. Okay. When you open up with Yasmin Finney saving reality with her magic female penis and introduce a new doctrine of gay masturbatory fantasy, you pretty much made a queer show. And the thing about making anything a queer show is that most people find the queer the dominant part. Look, the vast majority of the world is heterosexual and don't think women have penises. I know that's the reality. You can scream and cry about that all you want. It won't change anything, right? And people, generally speaking, are somewhat sick and tired of pretending people with penises are women or whatever bonkers queer ideas the media is constantly blasting at us. Most people are switched off. Again, you can cry, it's only a bit queer! As much as it helps you. It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make a difference to most. Once it's a bit queer, it's all queer. No one hates you or is telling you don't exist. Simply your worldview is a minority one, and expecting and demanding all to share it is just bonkers, mate. And again, I think this all comes from a need for validation. Weirdly, didn't get back to me Oxford. But yeah, look, reality is something they don't like. It's something that pisses them off. It grinds them. Like, they really get fucked off at reality. Not a fan, right? They are not a fan at all. So let's look at yesteryear instead. Let's go say better than today, because today is, I don't know. We're living in strange times, ladies and gentlemen. But 20 years ago, we were living in much better times, right? It was the last chance to lose, says Russell D. Davis. Okay. Christopher Eccleston. David Tennant. David Tennant just irritates me now. Right. Card number 3. Matt Smith, I think. Who is the best of the modern doctors? I might have to say Matt Smith, right? I vacillate between Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi. I'm going to say Matt Smith, even though I love Peter Capaldi. Boo! Not a doctor! Then it fucked up. And now it fucked up again. I mean, really? Why did you make a sonic screw that looked like an anal probe butt plug thing? Oh. Anyway, this week's Saturday 2 decades of Doctor Who. So where is it? We go to page 12. Can I click on it? Will it take me to page 12? No. Fine, let's go. Oh, there you go. Okay, you know what I'll do for here. Wait there. Let's see what we got. That's what I meant to do today. I'll do this for Tuesday's show. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going through my own personal archive of DVDs, which where did I put them? I got to move a bunch of stuff to get to them, because I saved like all the promotional material they did at the time. 1 second. Here it's back here. 1 second. And on the cover, I wrote down the different appearances are on it. Okay, I found the disc. Oh, the disc. Man. Oh, I'm looking at that rose cover using their branding they put out. Oh, that stuff is just so great. Oh, it really was a happy time. I mean, the noughties were a happy time in general, right? Fun Doctor Who that we all love really fitted into the noughties, which sadly we don't have now. So anyway, the special features are Doctor Who Confidential, Back from the Future, Doctor Who New Dimension. This is fine. So that's the documentary they put on Russell Davies where they looked at the history of Doctor Who and looked at the future at the same time. That was really good. That's what it started. But on disc 2 we have trailers, Rusty Davies Unscripted. Don't know what that means. Doctor Who Masterminds. Things you need to know. Special interviews on The Culture Show, Newsnight, Blue Peter, Richard and Judy, Jonathan Ross and Parker. There, that's the stuff I'm going to pull out. The media appearances, right? I'll pull that out. That'll be fun to reminisce with, right? There you go. Fine. Let's read what the BBC, Radio Times, same thing, had to say. That's it. Now sit down again. Sack Rusty Davies, sack Julie Garner, sack Phil Collison, then I'll come back. I'm kind of with you. This time 20 years ago, screenwriter Rusty Davies was under pressure. His passion project revival of Doctor Who was about to air, starring Christopher Eccleston and the Ninth Doctor, and as the Ninth Doctor, and Billy Piper as the companion Rose. 16 years from the BBC's original cancellation of the show, which to most of the world was a distant memory of wobbly sets and Daleks fall by stairs. Yeah, look, people don't remember people expected Doctor Who to fail. Like, nobody expected it to succeed, and nobody expected it to succeed to the level it did. Right? Everyone was like, look, here's what it was. People tuned in, and it looked great. And it was really English. I mean, that was one of the big things. It was really English, yet really contemporary. It felt like it'd go toe-to-toe with Star Trek, right? It felt like the special effects were modern. And again, it was unashamedly English, right? And back then, it was okay to be unashamedly. Nobody was ashamed of their heritage. We were proud of it in 2005. right? Where was the Queen's Jubilee when they had, and then we had the Olympics? I mean, there was a lot of good stuff going on then in the world, right? Was that when Bojo was the mayor of London? Like, tell it shows, doesn't it? What is that? In 2005, TV was a different planet. Could the series about a time travel alien in a space box really work in the era of the Sopranos and The Wire? Yes, this is what we were all saying. This is actually a really authentic article. It all felt terribly important, David says now. I love Doctor Who all my life, and I think the return of it has proved that it's invulnerable. But not invulnerable to you, fucker! God, I mean, one bit of turd burgling of a doctor, and he's, we're not seeing it again. But it didn't feel like it then. It felt very much the Last Chance Saloon. No, now we're at the Last Chance Saloon. There was a lot at stake, but Davis found himself oddly confident. Well, here's the thing. You had a great product, right? It was banging. It was really fantastic. But Davis found himself oddly confident. In the build up to the transmission, I felt like we had a secret weapon. That was Billy Piper. Everybody knew Christopher Eccleston was a great actor, but knowing how good Billy was and terrific feeling because people came to criticize people came to criticize, came to mock, people came to scorn. But again, this is the bottom line. And this is why it succeeded then. They delivered a delightful television experience, right? Which queer Doctor Who doesn't do, right? It's delightful if you're queer. If you're not queer, it's an irritating experience. Okay, let's go. It's easier to read when it was, we'll do that. There you go. In the end, Davis's concept was born out, and Doctor Who Revival became an overnight success. Well, it took about 2 weeks, kickstarting a new era of the show that spanned another 2 decades. Eccleston was succeeded by David Tennant, who recalls, when I signed on the first series of the new version, hadn't even been transmitted, I sort of signed up to be in a second series that nobody would ever arrive. I would have appeared in a regeneration scene at the end of series 1, but that could have been it. I would have been, I would not even be the George Lazenby of Doctor Who. I'll be a slightly skilled Casino Royale reference. I'd have been the David Niven of Doctor Who. Yeah, actually, you would have been. Following excellent Tennant's time in the titles, Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi, fantastic. Came in with David's successor as series boss, Stephen Moffat. Third showrunner, Christian, will shat on the show, then shat it out. Cast Jodie Whittaker terribly as the first female Doctor in 2017. New mythology and fan favorite episodes were born. No, they weren't. Everybody hated it, right? It was universally hated. So Dave Davis is back in charge, so they thought he'll fix it. I thought he'll fix it too. With Ncuti Gatwa about to embark on his second series and final series. He was just 12 years old when the Doctor was given a new lease license in 2005. Probably being a nuisance somewhere in Bora-Migir high school corridors. You mean you were giving other kids blowjobs, he jokes. And when I just came down to my first Comic-Con, and it was as intense, and it was intense. It was a really nice way of getting close and personal with the fans. Don't get cut up close and personal with fans. You know, look what happened to John Barrowman. And that was just with the crew. A big, beautiful family of all kinds of people. They're not all kinds of people. They're one kind of people. Oh, it's really special to say that to have characters like the Doctor on our screen. He tries to leave everyone happier than when he first meets them, and that's a beautiful. It's kind of a simplistic take on the Doctor. But again, Ncuti Gatwa was not a clever guy. Let's be fair, he's not. He inspires and represents a large curiosity, courage, and compassion in all of us. No, if we all had that, then we would all be Doctor. No. Okay. Doctor 20th century show success, fully reinvented for the 21st, terribly. But perhaps over the last 7 years. But perhaps more pertinent, it's also a 2005 show that survived that changed the TV landscape since then. That's fair enough. With the rise of streaming and I suppose death of traditional broadcasting. And it's only because you broadcast woke shit relentlessly, right, for the last, 8 years? And I think people have lost the habit of TV now. I'm afraid people are going to find other things. But just the quality of TV is so much lower now. I was going to watch the last episode of 1,000 Blows, the Stephen Knight show, but he wrote the first episode or two, and it's been not very good ever since he left. It's been trying to be a Stephen Knighty thing, and so I'm like, yeah, whatever. And not even Stephen Graham, who apparently has gone super woke, can lift it up at this point. When we're up 2000 survived the changes. We were 32 million hours of New Who, specifically between 2005 and 2022. Let's be fair, it's been 2005 and 2017 mostly. Watched on the platform just last year. The BBC tells Radio Times that over 70 million hours Doctor Who watched in 2024, including various spin-off iterations. And how does it keep going? It's a constant battle, Russell admits. It's very different every single week. No, it's always queer, right? It's always queer. Not just on a different planet. Sometimes he likes to fuck somebody in one butthole. Sometimes he likes to suck a dick. It's, he's a very cosmopolitan Doctor. On a different planet, but often on a different genre. They keep changing. They keep changing, and people keep and that keeps people excited. There's nothing like that on TV. There's nothing quite like that anthology show imagination of Doctor Who, where it takes the wild leaps of one episode to another. Never would you have thought we'll be here 20 years later, he adds, astonishingly. I always assumed you would, really. We were literally hoping for just a second year. Ken, I wish you had that humility going into this new era. Because, boy, you didn't. You had just this arrogant, we are going to be huge. And you were. Amazingly, since the return, not only did Doctor Who get a second series, but it managed to at least one episode every single year. So let's step inside the TARDIS and trip back through 20 years and remember how we got here. Okay, so were they picking up best episodes of each year? Okay, 2005's Rose. Okay, let's see what they're going to say. I don't think that was the best episode of the season. Was it, maybe? No, I will go for Father's Day. In just 45 minutes, my favorite story, though, I think really representing New Who would be, I like the two-parters. I liked Aliens of London World War III. I thought they really worked. And also Dr. Dance's, and what's it called again? What's the name? I can't remember the name of that other episode. Dr. Dance was the second one. I can't remember. Anyway, it'll come back to me. In just 45 minutes, the New Who team proved they are Doctor Who could work in a modern TV landscape. I really don't think it did. It was very ropey on its feet on the first episode. Was finding its way. I think you need the first 3 episodes of Rose, The End of the World, and The Unquiet Dead before it really gels into an idea of what it is. And then it really only gels when Stephen Moffat comes on board. I hate to say it, but yeah. So talking about the Doctor saving London from mannequins, thanks to the back to basics approach, and Chris Evans and Billy Piper played planet hopping travelers. They were real people. They succeeded. The next 20 years started here. So Doomsday, that was the season finale, right? Yeah, we go. 2006. Romance was barely an undercurrent in the classic series, but it wasn't undercurrent at all. But the revival series made Doctor explicitly romantic hero, but he shouldn't have been romantic, right? A romantic hero, but he shouldn't romance. Especially when David Tennant took over from Christopher Eccleston, and then 2005. So the controversial but effective in the final of Tennant's first series. His emotional farewell to Billy Piper's Rose inset top were not left to dry house in TARDIS. That is true. My youngest daughter, she was again little blondie, teeny tiny thing at the time. right? Cried her eyes out. Oh, poor little thing. So cute. She looked just like Rose as well. Gridlock. I love Gridlock. Gridlock's one of my all-time favorite episodes. My only way I would change Gridlock is if you had the Macra have had the plan to like control society and get the gases from the motorway, right? I have the Macra and it went wrong and they became devolved, right? That would have been a much better way of having them there. Ross Davis picked for the episode where the Doctor and companion Martha Jones, free management, fantastic, are trapped in flying cars. No, didn't want to do that. Flying car. Oh, there you go. Flying cars. Okay, and they're more like boxes. Is a favorite Ross Davis. There's something about Gridlock. I think it's the first episode where I began to conquer the notion of working in a world of special effects, and it's a kind of very strange story, and only Doctor Who could have. Well, he said he based it very much on 2000 AD, like the denizens of Mega City 1. And I think it worked very well for that, in that way, right? I really did. It's all the first episode I wrote entirely in Cardiff. Well, good for you. Then 2008, Stolen Earth. That's all with the Dalek speaking German, right? That was awesome. Okay, I think that was very good. Well, this one, Doctor Who had been joined two spin-off series, Torchwood and Sarah Janovich. I know. Oh, wouldn't it have been great? Wouldn't it be great if they could do that today? 36 episodes a year of Doctor Who. I don't understand why they can't. Too much money going to producers, I would say. Right? Yeah, way too much money going to producers. What's this over here? Doink. No, I've lost my place. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Fine. Okay, so they all joined together to save world from darkness. Yeah, it was a crossover. It was the Avengers of Doctor Who, right? Again, so much confidence, and it really worked very well. With regenerating cliffhanger, that was great, and a clever misdirect after Tennant had announced his departure, even made headlines BBC. It was fantastic, right? It really caught the national zeitgeist. Oh, how the mighty fallen. 2009 Christmas special, End of Time. Meh. With their full series was the previous year. 2009 saw the Doctor, saw actor Tennant and writers sign off with a shorter run of specials. Yeah, look, the best one in 2009, I like, was it? Well, Next Doctor was the Christmas special in 2008. So then he had Waters of Mars was better than End of Time. And Waters of Mars was also better than Planet of the Dead. And there wasn't, and the third one was the Christmas special, which I love that one, the Cybermen one. What manner of man are these? Cybermen. Fine, but the sign-off spread throughout the year, culminating in Tennant's regeneration into a brand new two-part story, The End of Time. By this stage, he was so popular that he was the face of BBC's Christmas ident. So essentially, Doctor Who was BBC, and then they had to reinvent it, right? Give the gift of belonging. Oh, yeah, do that. Dogs are wonderful, right? Dogs are absolutely freaking wonderful. 2010, Time of the Angels. Probably one of the best pre-title sequences in any Doctor Who, right? Another pre-title sequence that they never did, which I thought would have really worked well, was the they introduced in the new companion in to Sylvester McCoy after Sophie Aldrin, which was supposed to be like this again, very much like Lady Christina, whatever, sort of sexy socialite. She's at a swanky party and she goes into the back room and breaks into a safe, and inside Sylvester McCoy's doctor saying, "What took you so long?" Right? I thought that, but sadly that happened. But Time best pre-title sequence. Right, The Weeping Angels Below, monsters created by screenwriter Moffat for 2000. Blink returned, and he took over the series in 2010, cast Matt Smith as his new Doctor. Time Race isn't my favorite episode or pick of the best as Moffat, but it was the very first episode I worked on as showrunner, and it gave me a moment of giddy hope that I might not make a complete mess of the job. No, I mean, again, your best year was your first one, Stephen. I hate to tell you that. Sherlock kind of got in the way. Every frame of it takes me back to those thrilling, strange, tormenting days when all my childhood dreams came true and no one let me sleep. You did a very good job, Stephen. Okay, you did a very good job. I think we're only going to come to 2017. I don't think we can look at the depression. Maybe we will see the episodes they pick. Good Man Goes to War. Honestly, I found the 2011 season somewhat of a parody of the 2010, which I thought was perfect. Right, and A Good Man Goes to War really is only good at the first glance. It's not very, very rewatchable. And the whole thing about the rebel flesh, the also people, whatever. None of that really worked that well. The mid-series finale, which saw the Doctor recruit a misfit army to save his friend Amy Pond, and it all should have worked. It just didn't, I think. Showed off the ambition of Doctor Who at the time. It was culminating one of the biggest twists in the series history, involving Alex Kinston character River Song, one of the show's other big additions to the Who mythology. I think that got a little bit labyrinthian at the time. And it hurt the Doctor, and it hurt Doctor Who, right? But still, everything else was so great. I think it was still fine. The Angels Take Manhattan, interesting choice. I like the Dalek one from that year. Not many people aside on the Daleks, but not many people do. But I really like the Dalek one. The Doctor Companions don't always come to the nicest of ends. That's true in a modern show. If they're not lucky enough to get trapped in a parallel universe or mind wipe, they might find themselves being killed by the Cybermen or a bird. In 2012 exit episode, Karen Jinner's Amy Pond, and look, her leaving was a big deal, right? And Arthur Darwin was sat back to 1930 New York by the Weeping Angels, right? And they can never get them again for some time turbulence. And the Dare the Doctor 2013, yeah, that's definitely the best episode that year. Yeah, 100%. Marking 50 years since the Doctor Who's debut in 1963, this anniversary special was a revived series' first real stab at a staple of the classic run, multi-Doctor story. So with Matt Smith, David Tennant, John Hurt as the missing Doctor, brilliant idea, Tom Baker and others. A result was a huge spectacle that also served to tie the old series and new together. I thought it was excellent. Really, I really thought it was excellent. I loved every bit of it. The Moffat era, the Stephen Moffat era. Regular Doctor Who scribe Stephen Moffat took over from Rusty Davies in 2010, saying the staying showrunner for 7 years with two doctors. Well, more if you count John Hurt and what's his name? Played the first Doctor, David Bradley. Right, those extraordinary days, Doctor Who plus Sherlock are a blur to me now. I was working too hard and fast to properly remember any of it. I have a dim impression of panic, guilt, and trying to cut down on sleeping so I could get more done. It didn't work. But you know what? When I told people I was the screenwriter, they asked me if I'd seen anything I'd done. Boy, did I have one of those hell of an answer. Oh, those days, those amazing days. I wonder what they were like. They were fantastic, mate. Moffat's second Doctor, the fellow Scott Peter Capaldi, also has fond memories. It reawakened the child in all of us. He tells Radio Times the revival of the Doctor Who was and is one of the most welcome sights on TV. It's such a same now, right? It's just an empty husk of what it used to be. No other epic yarn is like Doctor Who as Moffat. It's a brand new adventure and an ancient at the same time, and that's Doctor Who for you. You've known him all your life, and he's a new kid on the block. How do you live forever? Simple. You just don't age. So Dark Water, that is not the best episode of the year. That is Flatline. But I like Dark Water on paper sounds great. Cybermen crawling out the grave, people turning, but like the realization of it, shite. Right? I liked Missy as the master. I thought she had a very mastery plan, and she struck me as being the master. Right? Following Matt Smith's exit at the end of 2003, BBC cast a very different Doctor in Peter Capaldi, often considered to have a darker tone. I would say for the first year, more alien, right? Yeah. Capaldi's first series ended in spooky Spider-Man story that terrified all. It really didn't. It really didn't. The story was also a glimpse of the future possibilities when Missy Michelle Gomez above was revealed as a long time Time Lord Master. It hit the Doctor that any actor could play the Doctor. No, actually, it was the reverse of that. Funnily enough, because he didn't recognize the Master because she was a woman. Heaven Sent again. No, not the best episode of that year. You can only watch it once, right? It doesn't do better on a second viewing. It really dies on a second viewing. What was the best episode of that year? Oh, the Dalek two-parter. The first, yeah. Which is familiar, Wizard's Apprentice. Not even close. Back in 2007, Stephen Moffat tore up Doctor Who rulebook to write Blink, a fan favorite story that barely featured the Doctor. Well, it was very well written, as it happens. 8 years later, he did it again with an episode that more or less only starred the Doctor when Peter Capaldi's Time Lord was trapped in a twisting hallucinogenic prison. It regularly cited both as the writer and the actor's best episode, but it doesn't stand up to reviewings. Also not standing up to reviewings, the Return of Dr. Mysterio. Oh, man, that was not a good one. I guess, was that the only one on that year? Maybe. Wow. Hell, I never look at an episode guide. Really? Hang on. Doctor Who episode guide. Hang on. This is Doctor Who episodes. And what year are we looking at? 2016. So 2015. Yeah, The Return of Dr. Mysterio was the only episode showed on in 2016. Blimey. And it just wasn't very good. I mean, sadly, I wish it was. It's not that it was a bad script. It was just horribly directed. Or maybe not just horribly directed. It was just the wrong director for it, right? There was no... The shots were just wrong. I'm just sorry, basically. They couldn't convey superhero-ness. They should have had a much bigger actor play. Like, you should have had, like, I don't know, Tom Cruise or some huge star in it rather than, you know, this, what's his name? Chattenworth? I can't remember the name of the actor. A key element new who has been its Christmas specials, which kicked off in 2005 and continued uninterrupted for 12 years, are still Stephen Moffat, still Chris Chibnall was a dick. And even on the sparse 2016, the year, first year since the show returned, where there wasn't a series on air, the Who team made sure this festive caper, where the Doctor Who teams up with the superhero, still arrived under the tree. Yeah. Doctor Falls, yeah, I love this. Yeah, I do love this, but I also love, you know, World Enough in Time, the Cybermen one. I thought that's excellent. One Doctor Who finale follows a bit of a formula. Big character returns, old monsters, usually a cast departure. 10 series in, it's harder to make it feel special. So it was impressive this episode. It's still such a favorite of the fans. It really is just beautiful. I love that it's the Christmas armistice in World War One. Right? It is. Commander's final stand against the... Wait, is that the Doctor Falls? Yeah, it is. No, this is the second part of the Cybermen. Okay, fine. Okay, what this needed is more different Cybermen. They needed Tomb Cybermen. They needed Revenge Cybermen. Or Invasion Cybermen. And Earthshock Cybermen, right? They need... If I had $1 billion, I would go and do a special edition, insert them in, which I'm sure you can do now quite well. It was supposed to be both Capaldi and Moffat's grand finale, but they would return for Christmas because Christian was a dick, right? So then Rosa, piece of shit. Rosa was a piece of shit, where you had an evil white villain who said if they stop Rosa Parks getting up off the bus, there'll be no emancipation movement because white people are intrinsically awful. And then 2019 resolution. The resolution was Jodie Whittaker is shit as a doctor. And Spyfall 1 and 2. I was hopeful they're going to go in the right direction, but man, it got even more shit. In 2018, Broad creator Christian took over Doctor Who and fucking destroyed it until Jossie Davis came back and took the pieces, ate them, and shat them out again. Rain Doctor Who, you're really running a million miles an hour. I can't, you fucking moron. Flux, Village of the Angels. No, shit. It's all shit. And now, again, he looks so... He just doesn't strike me as a doctor. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I wish he did. But he just doesn't. Robots cartoon and Interstellar Song Contest in the new season preview. Yeah, not really. Power of the Doctor, Starbeast. Starbeast was the one that, as I mentioned earlier, Yasmin Finney saved the world with a stunning and brave magic female penis. Somehow. Oh, fuck off. Power of the Doctor is probably the best of those 3 episodes. That's pretty bad. Right? That is pretty bad. Boom. Yeah, no, I didn't like it. And then, what else is there? Is this the end of the Doctor Who stuff? Yeah. Rare photo shoots and unseen images. What is this thing? At your app, digital bookazine, available 28th of March. Oh, it's in 5 days. Looking at the past 2 decades, download for free. Is it there? Let's have a look. Allow. Let's see what happens. Hang on. No, not there yet. Doctors in their own words. Rusty Davis, Stephen Moffat, and Chris Chibnall on making Doctor Who. No, thank you. No, we're all cool, baby. We're all cool. Look, I mean, I understand why they're celebrating it, but man, they have killed this brand stone dead. They really have. It is just, dead and buried. You know, I think it's really the only way of describing it. Oh, so sad because it was so good. Right? And it was such a great revival. But they screwed it up. Bottom line, they just genuinely screwed it up. Don't know what to tell you, mate. Don't know what to tell you. Hey, let's do a quick review. There's a Big Finish review I've got to get to know. What was it? And I was trying to get through the first episode of the new Fourth Doctor one, Doomwood, Hellwood Inheritance. I'm not really into it. Again, I've got too many audio Doctor Who right now, right? That I'm like, why would I spend $25 and not just re-listen to something I know that's good, right? This stuff is it's not working anymore. Big Finish. Bottom line, yeah, the Hellwood Inheritance. Not really working for me at all. Call me here we go, the brain drain. So I found this bit of a drain. I'll be frank. I found this one a bit of a drain. Why didn't I like it? It just didn't really come together. Right, it's not the first time they've done a season 7 story, and I'm very much into season 7. I just finished watching the on the Blu-ray box set of Ambassadors of Death. Right, I think I'll probably review that next time. Right, it's a very interesting, different story. I could go either way in it. So this is set right after Spearhead from Space and right before the Silurians. It ends up with his with Bessie being delivered to UNIT, and it's a story of basically you have mad scientists or alien invasion. This is mad scientist and an alien invasion. You have this guy. What are they working on here? Let me read the blurb. A newly exiled doctor accompanies Liz Shaw and Brigadier to the symposium are held in an imposing Scottish castle. Professor MacLeod and his son have developed a new treatment for memory loss and possible cure of dementia. As the doctor investigates sightings and strange mythical creatures and ghosts are unleashed in the castle's corridors, Liz and the Brigadier search for a connection. Guess what is happening to the energy produced by the MacLeods? Sorry, there can be only one revolutionary treatment. What is the strange creature that hides in the castle grounds? Well, here's the problem, right? It feels a lot like it's season 7, Third Doctor karaoke. It's lots of very familiar tropes, uncomfortably lined up and not arranged together in a compelling narrative. The narrative feels a little bit too much like late 70s, was it late 70s, early 80s Tomorrow People rather than Doctor Who. There's a this brain treatment thing being developed by father, mother, and son, right? They work, and then the father dies, and he essentially exists as a weird spectral ghost to his son to encourage him to bring this project to fruition. And right at the beginning, that son got a weird, bad alien entity pretending to be his father to, you get the son to build technology so he can invade reality. And you see that straight away, right? It's not like in any way, shape, or form surprising. The what's the first or second episode? It meanders. It takes like an episode or two to actually get to the castle where the story takes place. There's quite a bit of fun taking place on a sleeper train that goes up to Glasgow. Like, why don't you just drive? I don't understand. So that was kind of fun. And you get the group of people like together watching the on like a murder on the train sort of thing. There's a mystery on the train. That really annoys me. It seems like I'm not sure how many episodes it is, but Tim Trelaw's Third Doctor is missing for 2 episodes, maybe 3. It felt like a long time, and it dragged. And it was the first half of things, so it dragged, and it dragged, and it dragged without a minute. The story was overlong, right? I said that I just finished watching Ambassador's Death, and that is a story not designed to watch, to rewatch. It's a story designed to exist for 25 minutes once a week, right? So it's got like lots of each episode has its elements of action and story in it, right? This is just kind of like just kind of flows and meanders, right? It doesn't really go anywhere. Stacey Ashford, I think, really is very good as Liz Shaw now. Like she wasn't so great at first, but to me it sounds exactly like Liz Shaw. John Coleshow sounds exactly right as the Brigadier, and I like Tim Trelaw's Third Doctor. I think all that works. It's just the story it doesn't gel. Sadly, right? Again, it's very obvious what's going on. There's no real mystery behind it whatsoever. And they act like there is a mystery, which is strange. So yeah, this is not one I would recommend at all. Especially if you want to buy the seat, it's $32 plus shipping, $25. Yeah, it's not worth it. This is a shame because I do like this range a lot. What's the next one? Operation Vengeance. When's that coming out? Got another coming out this year. That's interesting. So this is with Sarah Jane, written by Tim Trelaw and Nicholas Briggs. Well, that sounds interesting. Let's see what it is. The Doctor makes an unexpected return trip to the planet Konzania. This time with Sarah Jane. What's Konzania? Come on. The traumas of his previous visit with Joe Grant are apparently long forgotten. What's Konzania? I don't remember that. Yeah, one sec. We'll do Doctor Who Konzania. Okay, fine. So no, they've never. This is the unseen adventure then. Okay, fine. Now I lost it. There you go, don't you? Except they're not. Can a long-defeated danger be rearing up again? The plight of a young British soldier retreating in Dunkirk in 1940 be the catalyst of the unraveling story. The Doctor, Sarah, and Brigadier must embark on a mission of mercy with Joe Grant at the very heart. So, who's the cast? So you do have Joe Grant in it. No, it's Joe Jones. That's interesting. It's Joe Jones and Sarah Jane Smith. Are they older, you think? Well, I'm going to give that one a go. I have to tell you. Look, this range isn't a bad range. They very rarely, have a misstep, especially since they relaunched. Quintessence was excellent. The Revolution in Space was pretty darn good. Joe Jones was really bad. Kaleidoscope was great. Intelligence was okay, but the Annihilator was freaking awesome. And then the range before it, I think the best one over there is Volume 6. It had a very good Dalek story, as I recall, and Brigadier. And but man, I see they brought the price down. I think quite sensibly. Yeah. Anything else coming out this month? So I think I'm giving that. I'm giving Genesis Sidemen. I'm giving Miss to. The Hellwood Inheritance giving Miss to. Oh God. I'm like, how do I make was it River Song less interesting to me? Oh, let's put Ace and Tegan in. Oh God, especially old Ace and old Tegan. Grandfather Time. The last one just wasn't very good, sadly. So not for me. And Pathnoster Gang, not for me either. Hook Light. Wish I could be interested in it. Planet Chronoid. Who's writing it? Jonathan Morris. Honestly, the Zygon one wasn't very good. It's a good cover though. I like the Zygon, the Chronoid 8th Doctor. That's pretty darn interesting. Who's in this? So you got Reese Smith, Shear Smith, let's just say Paul McGann. No companion that I recognize. Yeah, I'm just not. Oh yeah, I'm getting the Companion Chronicles that month. Dark Gallifrey, fuck me, did they fuck that up royally? Man, it's just they really screwed up. The Dark. I was into it, and it just fell apart. This is what the 7th release. It's Hook. I wish it could be more interesting. This I'm going to get. The Cosmos of Mrs. Clark. War Doctor Rises, afraid not. This looks like it's going to be shit. Yeah, Big Finish. We're fucked. You know what? I was going to do some Snow White reviews, but I'm just tired. I got a bit of a headache, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to wrap up, ladies and gentlemen. I think I am going to wrap up. I am back on Tuesday. We'll be doing more stuff from 2005 then. I'll put out those archive appearances here. Let's show these are my DVD I made from the era, right? And I've so it's got Rose on it. A special feature. I use all the right font. Doctor Who Mastermind. Doctor Things. Some things you need to know. But I want to see the Culture Show clip. Newsnight. Blue Peter. Richard and Judy. I remember Richard and Judy. Jonathan Ross and Parkinson. I didn't think he was still alive then. There you go. Anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to wrap up. Yeah, I am cream crackered. It's Sunday night. I normally am cream crackered on Sunday night. It's time to start thinking about climbing the wooden hill to Bedfordshire, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, I'm going to hit the end broadcast button and hit and say good night. Good